everybody, and welcome to the Sweet Talkin' Ponies podcast, your favorite podcast for everything My Little Pony. My name is Casey, also known as Charm in the My Little Pony spaces, and my pronouns are he, him, and she, her. Today, I am joined by Saturn, who uses she, her pronouns. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sweet Talkin' Ponies podcast. Woo! Today I am here with Danny. Say hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
God damn it.
Hello.
Yeah, I am recording this very last minute, so we'll see how quickly I can get this edited to see if we could get it up in January. AKA, I'm probably going to be up all night. Again. And I'm sorry if I sound terrible, because I'm having terrible allergies today. But that's okay, whatever. I guess we could just jump right into the pony set of the month. I picked a set, this set is kind of related to some of the news we'll be discussing later, because, some of these ponies are in the set, and by some of, I mean one. Today we are looking at the 1984 Earth ponies. Posey, who is a yellow pony with pink hair and tulips as her cutie mark. Tootsie, who's a green pony with lollipops as her cutie mark.
And blue hair.
Yes. Lickety Split is purple with pink hair and ice cream cones as her cutie mark. And then Cherry's Jubilee is orange with reddish hair, and she has cherries as her cutie mark.
My cat is here. Ren, which pony is your favorite? Which pony? She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
She's got no thoughts. She doesn't know what ponies are.
I'd have to think about mine, because I have every pony in the set except for Tootsie. And I think my favorite is probably either Posey, just because she's kind of iconic. Fluttershy is originally based, or Generation 4 Fluttershy was originally going to be Posey. And Posey was like one of the first ponies I had, like within the top 3. She might have been my second ever G1 pony, if I'm being honest with you. But I also really like Lickety Split because she's really cute, and she's in the movie.
Yeah.
Baby Lickety Split is in the movie, at least, and she sings a lot of songs, and she's kind of iconic for that. So yeah, my favorite's either one of those two.
I like Tootsie because she's green and you don't see a lot of that in ponies.
You don't. I need to get her. Yeah, good set. That's all the thoughts I have. Alright, so we do have some pony news, and that's going to lead us into the discussion of the episode. Before we say anything about the obvious AI stuff, let's just talk about the toys so we can get all of our thoughts about the toys first, and then we can jump into that, because that's a whole other discussion. Okay? Because I don't... Okay. So, this news comes from the London Toy Fair 2026. I remember last year we were so excited about this because they revealed the Totally Rads there. They have revealed new pony sets, and they're sparking a lot of controversy. I feel like people don't really like these for multiple reasons, but we will... Well, I don't know how... I feel like I've only seen negative reception to the toy concept itself, regardless of the controversy around it. But we'll talk about the toys. So there's a few different sets coming out, and the first one is called the Y2K ponies, and they're supposed to have a Y2K aesthetic. There's 2 different products being shown here. One of them is like the smaller minifigures, kind of similar to the Rescue at Midnight Castle figures that they did. They are smaller with molded manes, but physical tails, like physical hair tails. and that one has Twilight, Starshine. I believe that's Sky Dancer, or maybe it's Posey. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Posey because Posey's in the other set as well. I just can't see her.
It's got rainbow hair.
Yeah, I can't.
It's a rainbow pony.
Is it Sky Dancer?
I think so.
Applejack, Bowtie, and I believe that's Windy, but I could be wrong because I can't see the cutie mark.
I think it's Windy.
Yeah, and all of these have, like, they not only have molded hair, but they have, like, different hairstyles. Like, Twilight has, like, a ponytail. I think Starshine has a ponytail and a braid on one side. Sky Dancer has her hair, like, in a bun, but, like, the rest of her mane is going down. Applejack and Bowtie have braids, and I can't tell Windy's hairstyle because she's facing directly towards the camera, so it's hard to see. By the way, these images are obtained from the YouTuber Skylark24, giving credit to them for going to the toy fair and sharing these images. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on these, like, little ponies, like the bag clips? I think they're bag clips. I'm not a fan of the smaller ones as much compared to the actual ponies, but I can't get too mad at them because they exist.
I think the hair looks weird, but they're not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were not liking these. Because, I'm gonna mention it now, let's wait for the discussion. But, Basic Fun is very obviously using, AI-generated images for some of the promotional images on the packaging. We'll get into that. But, people are wondering if AI was maybe used in developing the concept for these. And I'm gonna be real, I don't know. Maybe that's the case, but, with these physical toys, I do think, like, they had to have an actual toy designer designing these. So I'm not jumping into this thinking that the toys themselves are AI, if that makes sense. But it is entirely possibly they could have been used in the concept art.
That's getting into, like, wild speculation.
Yeah.
Because there's no evidence for that.
There technically isn't evidence, like, hard evidence that the art is AI, but it looks very AI generated because it follows a certain style that AI uses when it generates ponies, because it's trained off of Brony fan art. And also, the images, one of them has, like, a blue pony with pink hair and, like, bows as her cutie mark, which might make you think it's Bowtie, but the cutie mark is wrong. And the other one is, like, a white pony with rainbow hair and, like,
It's extremely supposed to be Starshine, but it's not Starshine at all.
Yeah, the cutie mark is completely wrong. On a lot of Basic Fun packaging, Starshine is, like, the retro mascot, so I think that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
But the toys themselves, there's the little bag clips, and then they have physical ponies. Speaking of, there was a controversy with the Totally Rads. I don't remember if we talked about this. We might have talked about it. With the eye painting style, I think they have gone back to the old way of painting eyes. It's a little hard to tell, but they don't look the same as the Totally Fun eyes. These...
No, they're better. They're back.
Yeah, the Y2K ponies, it's 4 G1 reproductions, which I was hearing a lot of people giving them shit for making G1 ponies for Y2K, and I do agree, Y2K is more Gen 2 or Gen 3, because that was around,
but
like...
I don't know if Basic Fun has the rights to make anything other than Generation 1.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it, because Gen 1 is my favorite, and I'm like, they could have done Gen 3, but...
I don't think they at all fit, but I'm also, like, I don't know if they've only... As far as I'm aware, they've only made Generation 1. That might be completely wrong. But I don't know if they're, like, allowed to make the other generations.
Yeah, I think Basic Fun has done all the G1 reproductions, but Hasbro is the one who did those brief G3 reproductions. So I think if Basic Fun was going to do G3 or G2, I doubt they're going to do G2. Guys, I'm gonna be real. I think that's I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Because like we discussed on the previous episode, like the trademark for G2 has lapsed, and that's different from copyright. But like Hasbro does not acknowledge G2. It's not popular. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not me saying I don't like G2. I'm just saying I don't think that's a good business venture because it's not as popular. When I'm thinking from the perspective of Basic Fun, compared to something like G3 does match G1 in terms of popularity in the collector's fandom, because especially now since people are very nostalgic for it, because Generation 3 came out in 2003, which means it is 23 years old this year. It's the same age as me. I had a birthday a few days ago.
Yeah, I genuinely think that there is a market for reproduction Generation 3, but I don't think they've really realized that yet.
Yeah, I really do.
Despite how popular it is.
Yeah, it's very popular, especially because, like, not only is it, like, 20 years old now, so the people who grew up with it are nostalgic, but, like, posting about, like, kid core, nostalgia core, like, 2000s LPS dolls, that's very popular.
It can vary, but a major part of the kid core aesthetics is being a kid born in the 2000s.
Yes, and G3
or like
Ponies
late 90s.
are all over that. You see G3 Ponies on all that.
So the main ones you'll see there are Generation 3.
Yes. So, but I'm gonna be real. If Basic Fun does Generation 3, I think that'd be a great business venture for them. But I think if they do that, they're gonna start with, like, some of the original Generation 3 sets. They're not just gonna jump in with Y2K original G3 ponies, if that makes sense. Like, they're gonna ease into it. So anyways, I get the complaint, but I'm also not mad about it, because I genuinely think, all the AI criticism aside, we'll get into that later, I am in love with these Y2K ponies. Like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
The toys themselves are really nice. I personally really love Posey with the blue hair.
I know.
That's just wonderful.
We'll start with Posey.
I love the butterfly clips.
Yes,
Medley and Firefly have.
Yes.
They're adorable, and I love them. So the toys themselves are completely fine. The toys, I don't believe, are an issue at all.
Yeah.
Like, I would absolutely prefer 2003 ponies, because G3 is my favorite, but I don't think Basic Fun can do that, so I'm not going to be mad about it.
Yeah. Like, G1 aside, each of the ponies, they come with, like, a butterfly-shaped comb. I don't like the packaging. We'll get into that, but, like, the ponies themselves look good. Posey is there. She's, so I'll just describe the set really quick. I think they all have, like, eyeshadow and, like, little makeup marks on their face, which is really cute. Posey has, like, her pink hair, but there's blue stripes in it, and it's all done up in a really cute hairstyle with, like, braids. Medley has these really cute, she has, like, a braid and really cute butterfly paper clips. She has cute butterfly hair clips going down her braid. Firefly has this gorgeous, like, wavy hair, and like textured hair. I can't really tell because the image is grainy.
I think it's meant to be crimped.
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called.
It's really pretty. It's long. It, like, kind of goes into a gradient at the end. There's a butterfly clip. And Firefly's makeup in particular is really gorgeous, in my opinion. Like, it has, like, the little dots under the eye. I think Posey has a heart under her eye. Glory is, like, the most boring to me because she just has her hair in, like, ponytails.
It's a really boring pigtails hairstyle.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's just all purple.
Yeah.
And everyone else's hair looks like it could actually be on the pony. And the picture is low quality, so it doesn't help, but hers looks, like, extremely just pasted on.
Yeah, she has, like, star
like,
paper
I think
clips.
the hair is all, like, not... I think it's all, like, drawn on hair, but hers looks, like, really bad.
Yeah, and
Is Glory's hair all purple, or doesn't she have like a stripe?
No, all of their hair is changed here. Posey has added blue. Firefly has a gradient. Medley's hair is supposed to be green, but it's purple. But I love that for her. Oh my god, I'm not biased.
Glory's, it feels like they took away the only thing that like makes it nice.
Yeah.
Then it's just plain purple hair.
That's mean. I love purple. Hey, I'm not biased because purple is my favorite color.
No, but it looks better with the stripe.
It does. Glory is supposed to have a light blue stripe in her hair. So yeah,
I feel like it would look a lot better if she still had the stripe.
Yeah, Glory, honestly,
I feel like there's just not enough going on with her hair.
Yeah, Glory's the loser of the set to me. For me, Posey and Firefly, I'm fucking going crazy for them, and I need them. Like, I still don't have any of the Totally Rads, and I'm not sure. Moonstone, maybe. But the rest, I'm not sure if I'm clamoring to get them. But Posey and Firefly, I need to buy them. Medley, maybe, too, because I fucking love purple.
This set. I think there's just not enough going on with Glory, because the others all have something.
Yeah.
And then she's just in plain pigtails with
and they
some
took
cute star pin.
And they took something away.
Hair ties, but that's kind of it.
Yeah. I should also mention, I think Medley has purple leg warmers. They look terrible in the image, but, like, they don't look like real, but this is, like, a mock-up image, so I'm not gonna criticize it that hard for being a mock-up.
Yeah.
But if that's like the Totally Rads, it should be cute cute leg warmers, which, we'll see if it stains.
Might be trying to mimic arm warmers.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Or wristbands, like sweatbands, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant to be leg warmers.
Okay, I can't tell because it's just like a little blob on their leg on the image.
Yeah. It's definitely some sort of accessory.
With the Totally Rads,
I think is meant to mimic an accessory that we would wear on our arms.
Yeah.
Though there's also a million different things that could be. Like sweatbands, arm warmers, bracelets.
Yeah. And I know one of the biggest complaints, this has been a complaint for forever because this happens with a lot of toy accessories, but with the Totally Rads, their scrunchies stain the shit out of their bodies with the dye leaching into the body, so like...
Yeah, that's just really bad.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on if that happens to Medley. I'm not sure if it will because I'm not sure how...
I hope it doesn't, because I'd like to get all of them, and I'd be sad if she gets stained.
Yeah, her body color... kinda isn't, like, it happens to the lighter ponies, like, it happened really bad to Starshine, especially because she's white. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Regardless of the AI art, the likely AI art on the packaging, I don't care much for it. I like the text that says Y2K Ponies. That feels really nice, but the rest of it, I don't know. Maybe I was into the wrong aesthetics.
No, I agree.
During this time, and maybe I'm still into the wrong 2000s aesthetics, but it doesn't scream Y2K to me. But maybe I was just in a different crowd.
Maybe
I still am.
Regardless of the, like, pony art that is AI generated, I hate this packaging. It's, like, very, like, pastel-y, like, colors, and then it just has a bunch of dumb stickers everywhere that are like, oh, whatever, Y2K, talk to the hand, jewel stickers, comb. Like, I think it looks dumb.
It doesn't kind of, it doesn't really feel like they kind of, like, understand the aesthetics, because that absolutely, the whatever, that is absolutely an aesthetic for Y2K girly shit. Like, Pixel Chicks.
Yes.
Like, that is absolutely, being into fashion, being into looking cute, whatever, mall girls. That's absolutely an aesthetic, but it doesn't scream it.
Yeah.
It feels like they just threw stuff at the wall, like girly stuff, and it's like, well, this isn't really it.
Yeah, it feels kind of lazy to me. I feel like they could have done more.
Yeah, I like the font and the way Y2K Ponies on it is styled. I don't like the color of the text, but the font does feel very, Y2K, but then it isn't, like, it's also not very associated, because it's this big, bold 3D font that absolutely is Y2K. That was all over everywhere. Like, big 3D letters. So it fits Y2K, but then they've just made it rainbow pastel with the rest of the box, and I just don't think it at all fits the aesthetic they're trying to mimic.
Yeah. It's too, like, cutesy. Maybe that's the wrong word.
It's too soft. I feel like brighter colors, bolder markings. You can absolutely still have the rainbow. You can still make her girly, but, like, just, like, bolder.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who I've been loving keeping my boxes from the basic funds. Like, the Celestial boxes were fucking gorgeous with, like, the gold lettering against the galaxy backgrounds. The Totally Rads had awesome boxes with, like, rainbow animal print. It was fucking awesome. These, I don't know if I would keep them.
Yeah, it's not... It feels very bland and basic, and it doesn't scream towards any sort of Y2K aesthetic, even like the really basic, popular, girly ones. And again, maybe I'm completely wrong, because I was completely in the wrong crowd somehow.
I mean, I wasn't alive when Y2K happened. Like, the event of Y2K. Because I was born in 2003, and
well, yes, but it's not meant to be the year Y2K. It's meant to be the 2000s.
I know. You know what? I was making a joke.
If they want to make a specifically Y2K, the event pony, they should make a pony preparing for the apocalypse.
Yeah. How do you know these girlies aren't preparing? How do you know these girlies aren't preparing for the apocalypse?
Yeah, I think the toys themselves absolutely fit, that sort of, like, popular 2000s girly aesthetic. But the box just is not keeping up.
Yeah, these toys are gorgeous. I'm so biased towards them. There's one more toy that was revealed. This is the one that I feel the most bleh about, and people, I don't think I saw anyone excited for this, but like My Little Pony, I think they're doing something called main icons, which is just recognizable characters, maybe Netflix characters, because they had that thing with Stranger Things. It's a Wednesday pony, and you're gonna have to forgive me, I don't know a lot about Wednesday, but it's like a great...
She's the daughter of the Addams family.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was until I was old.
All for the show. I prefer the 2 live-action movies, and I don't care at all for the show. So I don't know at all what's going on in it, but I do know that it is popular with a lot of people.
I think
So like, I guess I don't know why she'd have a pony. I don't be into ponies.
I think that's part of why people were turned off, because they're like, oh, this just feels like you're doing a million collaboration crossovers and we don't care for it because it just feels like you're trying to make money with Netflix when we want to see more original stuff.
Yeah, like, if you like Wednesday and you think this is great, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just a nothing pony if you don't care about Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a gray pony, black hair, which that's interesting for a pony because you never see those colors on ponies. I can't see the cutie mark at all because the image of Wednesday's head is, like, blocking it. It says she has a removable thing, which is very general, and I don't know what the fuck that means.
No, it is not. No, it is not. This is you not understanding. So you see that hand on her back?
Yes.
Its name is Thing.
Oh.
That is Thing.
Okay, yeah, she's wearing like a striped...
It's not removable Thing. Thing is the hand. That is the...
Okay.
Again, it's not... It is extremely specific. You just don't know who the character is.
That's
so
fair.
That's not a problem at all. You just don't know who Thing is.
Yeah, the pony has a little thing on it, and it's a hand that's like decapitated.
Yeah, the hand's name is Thing. He's part of the family.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like that's the case for any and all crossover stuff. It's like, it's fine, it exists, but if you're not into the property...
If you like it, great. If you're not into it, it's kind of just like a nothing pony. There's nothing standout about it. There's nothing like bad about it. It's kind of just there, and you like it or you don't.
I feel like that's how a lot of people felt about the Stranger Things things, because the Applejack pony is cool as hell with like the inverse colors, but like the Squawk pony, which that came out, by the way, I don't know if we talked about that pony coming out, but like, she's fine. She just exists.
Yeah.
I don't feel that strongly.
With crossovers, a lot of the times I don't think there's anything gonna be like controversial about the crossover pony. I think it's just gonna be like, they're there. If you like them, you like them, and if you don't, you don't, and that's kind of it.
But yeah, sorry, our recording cut out, so we're gonna have to redo stuff. So if I repeat, something that I said, or if I don't finish the thought I had earlier, that is why. Just to confirm, we did look at the video. The Stranger Things pony is just Squawk. Yeah, anyways. Alexa, play Despacito. So yeah, we started talking about the use of generative AI. We're gonna talk about this again. On the packaging, there is images of ponies that look very AI generated. First of all, it's like very off-brand Starshine and Bowtie, because the ponies look like they're supposed to be them, but they don't have the right cutie marks. They are not the right style. Like, Basic Fun uses an art style that's based on the Generation 1 art style, and the Generation 1 art style is like beautiful, traditionally drawn art. It gives me like kind of a watercolor or color pencil feel, kind of, just with like the soft colors, the blending of them. But the retro art is like a lot more clean. It's got like this stylized vectors. The eyes are a different art style. This isn't any of that. This is very much, it looks like it was trained off of Brony fan art, like G4 cutesy fan art, and it just does not match any of the current aesthetics that we've had. And there is even anatomy mistakes with it, with like the wing on quote-unquote Starshine in particular. It's like coming out of her ass. It should be further up on her back. It's just layered behind the pony. It's not connected to her body at all.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there isn't any, like, hard proof that, like, oh, this is 100% AI. But, AI usage in companies is growing, and Basic Fun has had AI allegations against them with stuff like LPS, which I'm not as familiar with other toy lines besides My Little Pony, so I don't know all the details. I am sorry about that. But I do know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was AI art, because it looks very AI art. Again, we were talking about how fucking bland the packaging is. It looks like they just don't have any thought put in behind it, and there is a big push from tech companies, because they've invested billions into the AI industry at this point, for it to become more commonplace. And it is more commonplace. Nowadays, like, a lot of people are, like, casually using ChatGPT, like, co-workers and shit. Like, I've seen, like, neighbors and like, family members use it, even if there are still a lot of criticisms towards it. It's becoming commonplace to use in work and school and shit like that. And we should go over again specifically what generative AI is, because there is a difference between, like, AI is a buzzword and it's being used for, like, every fucking technological project that comes out. AI has existed for decades. It is what, like in video games with, like, NPCs, they have to be controlled by something, or like there has been, like, little usage of like predictive models. Those have existed for years. It just, in recent years, generative AI has become a thing, which is trying to create writing or art or even music based on pattern recognition from the database that it has collected or been trained on.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there is, like, AI tools that are used to help recognize cancer, and it is more accurate than the human can be.
Yeah, so I do think there are uses for AI. Like, I dislike the people who are like, oh, AI is bad because it's bad. Because you have to think critically and use your brain. You shouldn't ever just be like, oh, that's bad because it's bad. You should be able to give a reason for why you think the way you do. I can give plenty of reasons as to why I dislike AI, or at least as to why I dislike generative AI, but to me, it's such a broad term that you have to specify that you are talking about generative AI, because there are some AIs that could be potentially useful if it was, like, filtering out grunt work that, like in Excel, in Microsoft Excel, you could type in the same number for the entire row, or you could use the artificial, like, pattern recognition to enter in, like, all of the things in a row. That's been a thing. Like if it's simple and being used to replace, like, simple work, that could be useful. But then again, you still need a human to filter in through that process, because AI can make mistakes. It's not intelligent. There's a reason why people get so fucking frustrated when they go into customer support trying to get some answers, and it's just a fucking AI chatbot that's like, hi, can we answer your question with the same information you found when you were Googling and it didn't actually help, and you have to fucking jump through hoops to talk to an actual fucking person. Like you need actual people, because they are better at helping people than AI. But yeah. But I do want to talk about the criticisms of AI, because a lot of people, I feel like it's easy for people on the internet to be like, oh, everyone knows the AI is fucked up, and if you use it all, you're an idiot and an asshole and a bad person. But there could be people who just aren't as online, or maybe they're in more AI positive spaces, so they don't really know all the criticisms of it. Or, like, cause I feel like the most popular criticism of AI is the weakest one, because there are, like, actual fucking issues with it. But, like, the most popular one is, like, more about the morality of the intent behind the work, because AI, it doesn't have a brain. It's called artificial intelligence, but it's not intelligent at all. It is just replicating patterns. It is seeing a pattern in, like, the pixels in an image, which colors of pixels are surrounding each pixel. Like, it looks at it's like when you're typing in a sentence onto your phone and you have auto-suggest suggesting the next most likely word based on what words you've used. That is what it does. It does that that's what ChatGPT is. It's just predicting what the most likely next sentence is, and going along with that, which is why it hallucinates things.
Or just, like, repeating information that's just freely available on Wikipedia.
Or Reddit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is trained on Reddit. But, it's that's why it makes shit up. And is not, like, you should not rely on ChatGPT, even for a Google search. I think this is why I switched from using Google to a search engine that I could turn the AI features off, because you don't know whether it's giving you accurate information. Like, Google has become, like, less accurate because it's just making shit up, and oftentimes it makes up what you want to hear. Like, I even have an example of this with pony shit. Like it just was generating, this was, like, years ago, but, well, a year ago, like, maybe 2 years ago, when they first added, like, the AI summaries into Google search. I was, like, looking up something about H-spots, and or I was looking up something about regrind, and it generated some bullshit about how regrind is, like, basically the same thing as H-spots. And then it gave misinformation as to how to deal with that.
It also will still tell you to use benzoyl peroxide on ponies, even though that has been completely debunked for years, and we've found out, like, a while ago that it damages ponies, but it's the AI overview still will tell you, no, use it, it's safe, it'll get rid of the spots and stuff.
Yeah, I got so fucking mad the other month when someone on a pony forum came onto the restoration forums, and they're like, hey guys, how do I deal with pen marks on a pony? I asked Chat GPT and it said this, and we were like, no, don't do that. It was bad. Yeah, and because ChatGPT doesn't think, it's just predicting what's most likely to be said, there's no intention behind the words that it generates or the images.
Just when you ask it a question, it looks for, like, the most common thing said. And so for the benzoyl peroxide pony thing, because that was something that was said for a very long time before we all realized, oh shit, no, this is hurting the ponies, the AI, ChatGPT will look at that and be like, oh, okay, so for... These are the common words. It must be true. Because that's the most likely thing people would answer.
It's not even saying that it's true. It's just looking at what's common, and so it's just spitting out the most commonly response.
Yeah.
And it's also like, that's why people get very upset about it replacing creatives, because it is taking people's jobs. It is fucking taking people's jobs, and it's doing it with no intention. And it's doing a job that creative people could do, but better. Like, AI art, regardless of how quote-unquote good it gets, which AI art is getting harder and harder to recognize. That's why I don't think, oh, AI art is ugly, is a good criticism of it, because humans can make ugly art, and also, the more the AI is trained on shit, the better it's going to get. Unfortunately, we are at the point where people are getting fooled by AI-generated music on, like, Spotify, YouTube. You can read something and not be sure if it's AI or not. You can look at an image and there's no anatomy mistakes, and it's really hard to, like, there's no telltale sign that it is AI. I don't think we should be looking at the quality of the images it makes to, like, determine our morality about it. Because regardless of whether it's good or not, there is still an issue with it's not thinking, so it doesn't have any creative capacity. It's not... Because when you're...
It steals... You can generate generate explicit images of people without their permission, which is not okay. You can, feed it a bunch of music based, from a single artist and make it make more.
Yeah.
And it's unethical.
Yeah, what I was getting at is, like, when you're painting a picture, so I put a lot of thought into, like, simple things like, oh, maybe I can add in these small details that can add to the character of the drawing, or maybe I could add these colors that are symbolic of this and that. AI can't do that because it can't think symbolically about things. Like, there's no intention, and it just kind of sucks that all of the quote-unquote art we're getting in, like, with studios pushing for AI usage, it's becoming common in, like, even fucking, like, TV shows or something like that. it sucks to imagine a world where there's no intention behind any of the art we're consuming.
Yeah, it also, AI actually contributes to the problem of people feeling like they can't create art because it pushes this narrative of we're making art accessible to everyone when art has always been accessible. And they're kind of using, making, enforcing this idea that, oh, you don't have the skills of a professional artist, your art doesn't look, this good, so use the AI, when it doesn't matter, the so-called quality of your art. It doesn't matter what your art looks like. What matters about your art is that you made it.
Yeah. I don't...
The only thing that... The main thing that matters with art is that you put your heart into it.
Yeah.
And with AI, there's no heart, there's no nothing, and it's just, and that's a big defense of AI. I was like, oh, but it's making art accessible, when it isn't. It's, it's making you feel worse about your creativity. It's making you feel worse about your skill, about everything, because, well, good enough to do it. Why try to make something yourself when you can just have AI do it and have, the exact thing that you want, and it looks great?
The thing that's annoying... The thing
that you make will be infinitely better because you made it.
The thing that's annoying about people using the accessibility card is there have been disabled artists who still make art, even, like, people who lost use of their hands because of paralysis. I've seen people use their mouths to hold their paintbrushes. People... Like people are like, oh, well, if it's never the people who are disabled making that argument is also the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's people just being like, oh, I don't want to learn how to draw.
It's not it's not the creatives, the people who want to make stuff, but, they just, they don't have the skills for it. They're not like a professional, classically trained oil painter. They're just they're just themselves with their pen and their paper doodling. It's not, those people. It's not the disabled artist. It's not, anybody who's an actual artist. It's, these people who are like, hey, look at me. I can do exactly what you can, way better and faster, when you aren't doing what we can. You're just, because art isn't about how it looks. It's about it just being.
It's about the process.
You made it with your own hands, and it's your heart and your soul. And I'm not a good painter, but I still paint, and I struggle to hold a paintbrush because it makes my hands hurt. So I just paint without a brush with my hands. And even though my paintings don't look very good, if you were to ask someone, they're incredible because there's something I made with my own hands, and there's heart and there's soul.
Yeah, truly, I think it's just, like, normies who have no interest in art whatsoever, and they're like, oh, but when I draw, I can't draw, like, a straight line, so instead of, like, putting in any... I'm not even saying you have to put in the effort to be good at it. Just make it...
No, you don't. Genuinely, it doesn't matter what your art looks like. It doesn't, none of that matters. What matters is that you made it.
Yeah. So I feel like that's, like, one of the most...
It doesn't have to be good, it just has to be.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of the most common criticisms of AI, but also, like, with that, it is taking jobs from artists, it's taking jobs away from people who are intentionally making art, and it's also trained off of stolen work. Like, a lot of it is stolen from the internet without permission from the artist, or they've stolen off of large databases of books. This has led to even copyright disputes in recent years with, like, I know Disney has been dipping their toes into AI usage themselves, but, like, they were suing Midjourney at one point because Midjourney was able to create images of, like, fucking Mickey Mouse or, like, Mario, and those Mario's not Disney, but like Mario is a Nintendo character, and Nintendo is very strict about its copyright. Like they fucking take down fan works and shit. You think Midjourney got permission to generate an image of Mickey Mouse and Mario holding guns, smoking cigarette? Because it could do that if you wanted. No. And like, I'm not, like, copyright is a whole other discussion. I do think it's not, like, copyright is not more, like, the most moral thing ever, because, like, according to copyright, fan art is illegal. But, but there is another thing entirely with the moral concerns of AI. I think people should be able to, they shouldn't have to opt out of it. They should have to opt into it. Like, you should have to give your permission for them to use your images for something that is generative AI, with the moral concerns, the ethical concerns, and also one that I don't hear people talking enough about, even though to me it's like one of the biggest fucking...
The environmental...
Yes, the environmental toll that it takes. Because AI usage is contributing to, like, water shortages primarily. Like, the data centers that are building... Because people are like, oh, how is that any different from, like, using a computer? Sure, using, like, a computer or playing a video game or using any technology will have some sort of environmental impact. But AI usage is becoming so commonplace. Like, generating, like, a sentence or, like, a paragraph in ChatGPT uses like, I forget where I heard this, but it uses, like, similar enough power to, like, turning on an electric kettle and heating that up all the way. That's not much on its own, but with the amount of AI usage today, people using it for, like, all of their work because they can't think critically anymore, and it's eroding their capacity to think for themselves, which is another fucking issue entirely that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Like, students are becoming fucking reliant on it, and they can't think for themselves. People are becoming reliant on it for work, and it's like kind of sad because are you not able to think for yourself? Are you not able to have your own brain capacity? Like, what happens if you lose your access to AI? Are you just not going to be able to do your work? And that's especially concerning with kids studying to be doctors or something like that, and using AI to get through all their fucking tests. Like, that's becoming a real concern. But, like, with how many people are becoming reliant on it, how commonplace it is, how much people are pushing it, that's creating a ton of environmental impact with data centers building and losing... We're losing access to water with the impact... Because it uses excessive water consumption in...
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Well, if anything, I think that's, like, a good basic overview of, like, people's generic, like, criticisms of it, because, like, there probably is more criticisms you could be had about it, but this is a pony podcast, and we don't need to talk forever about it. But you can kind of see why people were fucking upset when Hasbro comes out with this shitty, like, AI packaging that looks ass. I'm sorry, it looks bad. No offense against people who use this art style, but it just doesn't look good on this packaging. If it was drawn by an actual human, I'm sure it would be actually really cute, because there would be a bit more intention, and maybe they would try to put a bit more thought into the Y2K aesthetic, but they aren't.
Yeah, it doesn't even really fit, like, a Y2K art style. It feels extremely modern.
That's just, it looks like it was trained off of Brony fan art.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're already seeing this. Like, this has been a thing for a few years now. Like, Basic Fun has used AI in LPS and other toy franchises. I remember back when AI was first becoming, like, controversial, because people didn't know about its environmental impacts at first. So, like, for a while, people were using AI as, like, a joke. and then it started to come out about like all the moral issues, and people started to distance themselves away from it. I'm not gonna knock anyone who engaged with AI when it was still jokey because people didn't understand. But
Yeah.
when it was becoming more controversial, I remember. Was this? What was it? Was it Wicked or I remember like because of controversy.
It was Wicked because they said
Yeah.
on the AI package it said go to like I think wicked.com. That's what the AI came up with, which is an adult site.
Yeah. So like Mattel
on children's toy packaging.
Yeah, Mattel made Wicked dolls, and they generated the text with AI for like the copyright and stuff, and part of the text directed kids to a website that I don't think kids should be looking at. Because I think the official title was like Wicked. I don't remember what the official website was, but it was just Wicked.com, which was not the official website for the movie. But yeah, so my question is, do you think Basic Fun, Hasbro, or any other big toy companies like Mattel or whatever else there is, how do you think they plan? Do you think they're going to use more AI? And if they do, what impact is that going to have on toys or My Little Pony's future?
Well, I think they are absolutely going to keep using AI. It would be great if they listened and they stopped, but you can't really trust a big company to do that when using AI is so much cheaper than hiring an actual person to draw something really quickly in 2 seconds. It's really hard to say what the impact is going to be. Because, you know, you can have all these people, you know, speaking out about it and backlash and, you know, getting angry at the company. And even if that happens, you know, the company's not going to stop. And there's also, you know, going to be enough people who aren't going to care and, you know, aren't going to, you know, aren't going to stance, you know, against the company, aren't going to boycott or anything. And I don't know how much it'll really affect things. It's just hard to say because it, you know, you got companies, you know, really big companies, you know, they use AI, and, you know, it's like, oh, that's AI, that's not great, but, you know, what are you going to do about it? I don't know, it's hard to put any of that into words.
I think the impact's going to be bad because it will create a worse product in the end, and I feel like things will just become more bland. But I also wonder about, like, because NFTs, they were a huge fucking thing, and then people saw through how dumb they were and how stupid it was, and it kind of collapsed, and now NFTs are seen as a joke. Do you think that will happen to AI, or do you think AI will continue to be favorable?
I'm hoping it'll start to be seen as a joke because I do know, despite how good AI is getting and despite how good people claim AI is getting, I do know that AI puts out so much slop at such a fast rate that there's not enough stuff for it to take in, and so it starts taking in more AI and getting worse and worse and worse as it cannibalizes itself. So I'm hoping that continues to happen, and eventually, you know, everyone realizes, oh, this is ass.
Well, the sad thing is, I feel like a lot of, like, normie consumers, a lot of them just don't care.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. It's just, you know, you don't care, and kind of like, well, why should you? It doesn't really affect you much, because, you know, the environmental damage isn't affecting you yet. And, you know, you're not being affected personally by, you know, stuff being taken and stolen and used without your permission.
This is really tangential and stupid, but it reminds me of the fucking Hunger Games because there's a part where, like, well, they actually criticize AI directly. In the recent book, like, Plutarch is like, oh, I wish we still had AI tools so I could make propaganda. It would have been so easy. But then humanity saw that it got destroyed because it was, like, too powerful, and it's like, what a shame. But they still do kind of make propaganda. They make deepfake. Spoilers for Sunrise on the Reaping. A girl named Luella dies before the games actually start, and they just replace her with, like, a body double that they did, like, cosmetic surgery and torture on to make her look and act like Luella. And it's obvious to anyone who actually knows her, well, that's not the actual thing. But the people watching at home, they don't give a shit. This is just their entertainment. They're not thinking that critically about it. So, like, that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
It's like, are we thinking critically about what we're consuming to where something fake could come and just fucking replace it, even if it's nothing like the original, or, like, doesn't have any of the original's, like, thoughts or, like, idea. Like, it looks like it's very, very similar at, like, a glance, but when you dig beneath the surface, it's just soulless.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a depressing note to, like, leave off on, but I think what really needs to happen is if people want to see change, they're gonna need to start speaking up a lot more. And by people, I mean the general consumers. Because I feel like a lot of people do see AI as clown shit. Like, you see a lot of people online criticizing it, but far too many normies are fine with it. And also, the people working in the companies with AI, they've invested so much money that they don't want it to fail, which is why it's being pushed so hard. But I feel like the best way to combat it is just not to engage with it, not to spend your money on it. I'm not saying you have to boycott the new Ponies if you like, to be more, I might get one of them, but, like, speak up about it. Write letters to Basic Fun expressing your discontentment with it, because the Basic Fun does listen to consumers sometimes. That's why we have the Celestial Ponies, because fans wrote, like, a letter campaign to Basic Fun. Maybe that'd be a good way, like, send an email, write a letter, because letters take more effort to send, so they're taken a bit more seriously. I think people should raise a fucking stink about when AI is used in your favorite media franchises or in your favorite companies. If you see it, criticize it, and if you can, don't engage with it. Don't spend money on pointless AI products. And I think that's the only real way that change will come about, because otherwise, if we just continue to be accepting of this shit, it's never gonna go away, in my opinion. And I just really hope that someday we can get to a day where all the toys have, like, actual creative thought behind them again, because with AI slop, it is real fucking slop, and it's not encouraging the growth of new ideas, because that's another criticism we had of it. It doesn't encourage creative thought because it's just kind of doing all the work for you, so your brain kind of deteriorates because you're not learning anything new while using it. And without creative thought, we won't get fun toy gimmicks. Like Generation 1 had so many, like, fun gimmicks. We have glow-in-the-dark ponies, ponies with flocking, ponies that are bath toys and they're sea ponies. Like, without... do we really just want the same shit regurgitated over and over to us again? That's just what I'm gonna put forth today. Okay, well then we might end it there. Sorry for the very depressing episode, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments about the usage of AI in toy companies, your thoughts on AI in general. You can talk about your thoughts on the new Ponies. I'm not saying this to be like, oh, give me more views, but spread the word about this shit. Like, I would love to see more of a stink raised about this, because I found out about this, like, from people criticizing it on Tumblr. I saw a thread of people being upset about this on the Pony forums, but, like, I would love to hear more discussion about this in general. I don't know. I feel like people need to speak up more about the things that they dislike in their franchises. So without further ado, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye!